News items may be more versatile than you thought. Let's explore a few options for setting up news items. We will begin by creating a new news item. Make sure you're on the course home page, and then click the drop-down next to News and choose New News Item. I'll put in a headline of Module 1 Linear Equations - Information and Resources. I have some content that I've created ahead of time that I'm going to paste into the content area. Within your news content, you can link straight to an item within your course. Let's do that now. In the sentence, "Begin your study with our introductory materials," I'll highlight the phrase introductory materials. Next, I'll click the icon that looks like a chain link, which is near the left edge of the editor icons. One of the choices is to link to a piece of content, so I'll click the content option and then browse through my content until I find the Module 1 Linear Equations item. Notice how that phrase now becomes a blue clickable link. When students click that, it will go straight to that piece of content from this news item. Let's also make a link to a YouTube video that we want students to review. As we've talked about before, you want to make sure that all visual content is well described by the video narrator and captions are present and correct before sharing videos from YouTube. I'll jump out to YouTube and click Share under a video that I'd like the students to review and click Copy to make a copy of the URL to that video. Now back to the D2L news editor. I'll highlight the phrase "Solving a System of Linear Equations" and click that same link icon within the editor options. This time I'll scroll to the bottom and click URL. Let's paste the YouTube video URL into the URL line. I use Ctrl-V. I typically choose the Open in New Window option when I link to an outside resource. Finish by clicking the blue Insert button. You can see that this link also is now clickable for your students. Because these linking options exist within the D2L HTML editor, they're basically available across D2L. This includes inside modules, in directions for discussions, and in Dropbox instructions. You can find more on that in other videos in our video library. I'd like to point out when creating news items that there are several options below the content area, and they are all optional. Show Start Date is checked by default, but you can uncheck it to hide the start date of this news item. You can also choose a particular start date by clicking in the Start Date area and choosing a date and time. There's also an option to choose a date and time for this news item to be removed from the news area on Course Home. You may want to add attachments, or you may want to create release conditions for this news item. A release condition might be when a student scores a certain percentage on a quiz, as shown in another of our videos. When your selections are complete, click Publish or the Update button if you were editing one of your news items. We hope you'll enjoy using the many options within your news items.